Well, congratulations, Lauren, for your film, A California Christmas.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, we're very excited.
So, first of all, how does it feel that your film debut on Netflix, and not only a debut, people watched it by the masses?
No, it's very crazy. So it's been number one globally for the past 3 days. So it's a shock for sure, but I'm so happy that people are enjoying it, especially right now. It makes me so excited.
You think it's just attributed because it's a Christmas movie and that's what people are in the season for?
Yes, I think it came out perfect time. We're in a pandemic. People want to see something heartwarming and uplifting, and it is Christmas time, and I think it has a perfect title, A California Christmas. So I think eyes are just, on it for those reasons. And then word of mouth, people are responding well. So it's honestly, it's a shock because if somebody would have told me and my husband when we were making our little movie that it would be number one in the world on Netflix for over 3 days, I would say no way. But we're taking it. We're so excited about it, and just it's such a blessing.
That kind of gives you a hint on more future movies to make. Either it's a Christmas movie, a romance movie, or both, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us, because this concept is a California Christmas. Are you a California girl yourself?
So no, I was originally born in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, and I moved to California when I was 18. So I've been here a while. So I say that I'm a Californian now, but not originally. And where we filmed in Sonoma, it's called Petaluma, California, but it's near Sonoma. It's my favorite area in California. It's wine country. It's just gorgeous. So to be up there for over a month filming was such a dream.
So tell us what actually sparked you to write the screenplay for A California Christmas.
So I started writing it in March when the pandemic first hit. And, there was a trend on social media. Everyone was trying to be better, organize, start projects. So I thought I'd start a screenplay, a new one. And I started thinking, what would people want to see after the pandemic? Because, I did think it would be over by the holidays, but here we are. It's okay. We'll make it through. So I thought a holiday movie would be perfect. And I thought if we could get it produced during the pandemic, nobody would have Christmas content to sell to these streaming services. So I thought we should do it. We should really try and produce it during the pandemic so that it'd be ready for December. And we did it successfully. I pitched it to ESX Productions, who also produced the movie that Josh and I met on called Roped, also on Netflix. And they took it. We hit the ground running. SAG-AFTRA, our union, they worked with us. We were one of the first productions to actually start filming in the pandemic, and we were one of the first movies to wrap in the pandemic. So we like to call our crew Hollywood's guinea pig. But we didn't have one positive case. Everyone was so respectful of the rules, and it worked out, as you can see.
That's amazing, because I read your bio for that. This is your first time writing a screenplay and your first time producing. That's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, so it's not my first time writing a screenplay. I've written almost 20. I want to say like I have 15 completed screenplays. So it's not my first time writing, but it is my first time producing and acting at the same time. So my team was so patient with me. I was learning every step of the way. My co-producers, Daniel Aspermonte and Ali Afshar is the CEO of ESX Productions. They were amazing. And, I'm so thankful that I had the team surrounding me that I did, because I wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
So when you basically did this production, weren't you a little bit scared because of the pandemic?
Yes, we we were all really scared. But like I said, our union SAG-AFTRA really stepped up and came up with a very safe plan. It was very different. You know, we got to set, we got our makeup done by our makeup artists who were wearing basically trash bags, hazmat suits. And then, you know, usually in a normal production, you get your hair and makeup done multiple times during the day for touch-ups. But we, because of COVID, had to do our own makeup throughout the day, except for the morning. So that was interesting, especially for the men trying to do their own makeup. But, you know, we just made it a really respectful setting. We had a giant meeting, you know, with every single person, every single cast member, every single crew member. And we basically said, if we don't follow the rules, we will get shut down. So be respectful, follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you can't be on our production. We will say bye to you. And, you know, nothing happened. Everyone, we were in our own little bubble. We were tested every 48 hours. And we're so lucky that nothing happened. But it was at the time where we really weren't sure what the virus could do, because it was in the very beginning. So the fact that we were able to keep everyone safe is a miracle. And I'm so happy it worked out.
Oh, just one more question about the pandemic thing. Because the filming was in Sonoma, which Sonoma is, you know, it's not a large urban city, you know, like LA or San Francisco. Did the isolation and the, you know, the quarantining made it easier for the production?
Absolutely. That had a huge part to play in the success of the project. We were in the middle of nowhere, you know, dairy farms, and we stayed in the same hotel. We actually had the hotel floor locked off. So the only people on the floor that we were staying in were on our production. We all used the stairs, no elevators, just masks work. And that, I think it really did help, because if we were filming in Los Angeles or even San Francisco and we were hiring, you know, people that lived at their own homes, I do think there would have been a bigger risk. You know, with people just going to the grocery store. Nobody was going to the grocery store. We had runners that would actually get groceries for us, and the craft service crew were amazing, helped us with what we were eating for breakfast in our hotel rooms, you know. So I think the isolation definitely helped keep people safe.
Excellent. So tell us about this dairy farm that you actually found. That's the cleanest looking dairy farm I have ever seen.
Oh, really? You should have been there. The owner's name is Larry Peters, and he owns Spring Hill Farms. I think it's called Spring Hill Farms. I hope it is. That's what the sign said on the you know, entrance. But he actually sources his Chipotle, gets their cheese from his dairy farm. So it was really cool knowing that we were filming on the same dairy farm that, you know, Chipotle cheese comes from. And there were hundreds of cows. I think my favorite story about filming on the dairy was, it was in the probably 10, 11 p.m. The next day we had fabricated a winery, a wine vineyard, a little mini wine vineyard. And our art department, who was building this set, were working all day. And then they had to actually build this set, you know, at 11 p.m. They were building, they were so focused. It was in the dark. They had little lights on their helmets, and building this set. All of a sudden, one of them gets bumped, and it's a cow. And then they all look, and there are cows surrounding them, just super curious as to what they were doing. Cows are very sweet. I explain their personalities. They're very comparable to an old female dog. You know, they're just very docile and sweet, and they just stare at you, and they're very curious and slow and cute. It was really fun.
So tell us about your animal husbandry skills, because you said you were from the Midwest before, so you kind of know how life on the farm works.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, I guess. Well, I was a dancer growing up, so I really didn't. I had pets and things, but I rode horses, so I guess that's farm girlish. But my husband, he is the one who is good with farming and with animals. He grew up riding horses, and his neighbors, I guess, had animals that he would help take care of, and so that was more home to him than it actually was to me. But I love it. We always talk about perhaps moving somewhere in the future when we have kids, somewhere where we can have land and animals and things.
Oh, wow. So what was there anything that that was kind of odd that you had to do on set that you almost had to disagree with on the farm?
No, I mean everything was super easy with the animals. We had our what's it called? He was in charge of taking care of the animals for us. He was a wrangler, so he would wrangle the cows, and he was really good with them, and he could make them lay down and do all these things. And his name was Ted. He was amazing. The only thing that was really icky was the smell of cow poop everywhere. It was just constantly in your face everywhere, but you get used to it. You get used to it to the point where you come home to your hotel room and you probably smell like cow poop, but you don't know because you've been there all day long, and it is what it is. And then the other thing was the cow birthing scene. They had to put this goop all over us,
Mhm.
this juice, and it was so gooey and gross, and it actually caused the sun to be stronger. It attracted the sun rays, and we were all sunburned. Wherever we had the goop on us, we had sunburn. It was very funny. Makeup
Wow.
had a field day trying to cover it.
Were those houses also on the same ranch that you filmed at?
Yes. Yes. The actually Leo and Mannie's house was Ali Afshar, our CEO, and my co-producer. It's actually his home that he lives in Petaluma, and it's gorgeous. He has a lot of land, and we have so much fun there. It's like a second home to me now. But that's actually his personal house, and then all of the other. It was his house, one bar, and the dairy farm, and that was it. So we saved a lot of money on location because there were only three.
Well, that's you being a very creative producer.
Thank you.
Before I get to your love interest, could you tell me about your director, Sean Paul, why he was, great for this role? Because obviously you wrote, you act, you produce, but you don't have time to direct yourself.
Yes. Sean Piccinino, he is incredible. He is the fastest moving director I've ever worked with, yet he's so precise and detail focused. He is a superhero. We were shooting almost 13 pages a day, which is unheard of. We're filming a show right now called Casa Grande about migrant workers in California. And we're shooting, 7 pages a day. And it's a TV show, so it's different. There's more to it. But
Mhm.
to have him shooting 10, 11, 12, 13 pages a day, it's unheard of. He's so talented, and his energy, he's the best leader because his energy is so kind and calming, yet he has the most energy out of everyone, and he's excited about every single detail. And I would hire him over and over and over again.
That's a lot of good things to say, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about your off-screen husband, Josh, who is your
Yes.
on-screen love interest.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're gonna only say good things. That why is he perfect for the role?
Well, I think he is just the perfect all-American sweetheart. I mean, I think he could pull off any role. But he and I work so well together, and it's very interesting because usually you book a movie and you don't know who your love interest is. You don't know anything about them. you know, you get to set the second or third day, you have to kiss them and it's very awkward. But with Josh, it was so easy and fun because we have this natural chemistry and we could use it immediately, and we didn't have to warm up to each other like you normally do on a film. And he's the best. I mean, if everyone had a Josh in their life, the world would be a happier place.
Maybe that's why the movie worked so well, because there was real romantic chemistry between you two.
I think so too.
Now, working with family, were there any awkward situations for yourself on set?
Awkward situations. I think it wasn't awkward for Josh and I, but perhaps it could have been awkward for Sean, our director, when, you know, Josh and I would get finished with a scene and we'd look at each other and we'd be like, we have to do, that was not good. We have to do that again. Do you think, babe, you could do something like this? Because I think it'd be better. And he'd be like, yeah. And I think if you did something like this, it could be better. And Sean was just like, are we ready? Are we directing ourselves now? There was a lot of that, but it worked because we're all family. I call everyone involved with ESX as a family member to me. And it was a passion project. We call it our little movie that could at this point, because it's just so shocking that it's number one right now. But no, there was no awkward situations, which is hard to say with a husband and wife, I'm sure, but it was great. We all worked so well together.
Sounds like you want to work with everybody again.
Always.
And the rest of the cast, you want to comment about them? Why? You know, because everybody else was pretty funny in it.
Yes. So Gunnar Anderson, who plays Connor, he's one of my dear friends. His girlfriend is actually one of my best friends. And I was in acting class with him, and, you know, writing the movie, I thought he would be perfect. We actually didn't have casting sessions. Everyone was an offer. Amanda Detmer, who plays Wendy, my mom, incredible. She was a friend of Sean's, so she came in. The only person that was an outside hire from our internal family was David Del Rio. And when Josh and I were working on the script together, we were watching Baker and the Beauty at night. We would get so excited for our Baker and the Beauty. And as I was writing the script, I was writing the character of Mannie, and he was so funny in Baker and the Beauty. I think he made the show, honestly. And I said, we have to try and get David Del Rio to be Mannie. We just have to try. We reached out to his agent. His agent sent him the script, and he was interested. We were so excited. He actually had a lot of creative input to his character, which I was so thankful for, because, I mean, if you've seen the movie, he's very, very, very funny. He's one of my favorite characters. And Ali Afshar plays Leo, who it was my co-producer, and their dynamic together is hysterical. So if we do a second movie, Leo and Mannie will be back for sure.
So you're open to a possibility of a second California Christmas.
Maybe.
That is awesome. Well, let me wrap it up with one more thought, because I've taken a lot of your time already, Lauren. I usually end my conversations of, you know, during the pandemic, how you're staying sane and creative, but obviously you are staying sane and creative with the project California Christmas. But yes. What else is up the works for yourself?
So right now, I mentioned a little bit a show called Casa Grande. The title may or may not change, but I was actually inspired to create the show while we were filming California Christmas, because migrant workers in Northern California, you know, you see them working in the fields, we were right next to them, and they had such a joy about their work, yet they were working longer hours than we were. And I had never been exposed to it so closely. So we hired a wonderful team of people that can inspire, you know, authenticity with a story like this, because yes, I can have this idea to create the show and I can write the script, but we need a team of people who are experts in the culture and who can really give authentic voices to these characters. So learning about the culture and diving into this TV show, and we already wrapped 5 episodes. We filmed and wrapped 5 episodes. It's been a beautiful experience, and that's taken up my whole quarantine, my whole COVID. After California Christmas, it was boom, Casa Grande, and we've been working on that for multiple hours a day, and the cast is outstanding, and I'm so excited for people to see this show. I'm so excited.
Well, you're getting very good at this pandemic production.
It's very strange. I don't know why it's suddenly taken off during the pandemic, but hey, I'll take it.
Well, you know what? If there's an opportunity, take it. So great job. So congratulations, Lauren, for debuting a California Christmas on Netflix. And I'm looking forward to speaking to you again.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you too. Hey, thank you. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.